glasses are back. Screenwriter's Code here. Today we're going over the 2020, not 21. Let me get that straight. 2020 Oscars. I watched. These are my very first Oscars I ever watched live. I'm gonna fix the camera real quick. There we go. First ever Oscars I watched live. First ever Oscars I watched live. I love the Oscars. This was probably the best year for movie we've had in so long. 2019 was one of the best years for movies. One of the best years for movies of all time, in my opinion. Like, there were no bad movies, really. I mean, except, like... Yeah. Let's just get right to it. Basically, in this video, we're going to be talking about... not all the categories, because that just makes too long, too drowning a video. So we're going to talk about all the actors. We're going to talk, obviously, about Best Picture. We're going to talk about both the screenplays, the cinematography, and the director. So we're going to talk about eight awards. We're going to talk about 8 awards, alright? And maybe I'll throw in score, because I like the score, I like score a lot. So maybe we'll throw in score and make it 9. I mean, why not, right? So, yeah, let's get right to it, guys. First of all, we're going to start with actor in a leading role. The winner was Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, and there was no doubt about this one. I mean, you could make a case for Adam Driver. I loved him in Marriage Story. I wish he would have won a Critics' Choice Award. Because, you know what? Even though Joaquin Phoenix's performance was just stellar, so was... I keep burping. So was Adam Driver's. Adam Driver had a really, really good performance in Marriage Story, being one of the best movies of the year. I think it was super underrated this year. It only won 1 Oscar. I just think the actor in a leading role, there was no doubt. Like, the actor categories were so boring that year. And, like, Joaquin Phoenix was obviously winning this one. Like, there was no doubt. Joker is my favorite movie of all time. If you guys are new, I made a video a long time ago. It's no longer on the channel, unfortunately, about my top 10 favorite movies ever. Joker was number 1. I love Joker. I really do. And Joaquin Phoenix, being Joker, I thought played a really, really good character. Obviously, Adam Driver was phenomenal. He really deserved at least an award during the season, man. Like, give him a Critics' Choice Award, because, I don't know, but why not, right? And the critics didn't love Joker, so you would think, but, I don't know, they were really campaigning for Joaquin, but, obviously there was also Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, great movie. Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes, didn't love it, but I thought it was good. I didn't really like the nomination with Jonathan Pryce, though. And then Leo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I was pretty happy with this. I was looking for Taron Egerton, the Gold Globes winner. Like, why isn't he in here? Whatever, but it's in our past now. But honestly, Joaquin Phoenix winning this made a lot of sense. All right, next we have actor in a supporting role. Went to Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt deserved it. I really like this category because it had Tom Hanks, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I really liked that movie. It was adorable. And it was just a really great representation of Mr. Rogers. And then Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes. I love Anthony Hopkins, always will. Al Pacino and Joe Pesci in The Irishman. Joe Pesci was like... I understand Al Pacino. Joe Pesci didn't have, like, a huge role either. Like, I mean, he was good in what he was in. And that's why he's in a supporting role, right? But, like, he was good in what he wasn't. But, like, if I had to pick one, it would go with Pacino. I'm pretty happy with his lineup, though. And Brad Pitt winning, not mad at that at all. I think everyone called it. Like, there was not really an issue. Who I would have winning, honestly, I would probably have Brad Pitt or Tom Hanks winning. I really love Tom Hanks' performance. But, it went to Brad Pitt, and he 100% deserves it. He 100% deserved it. And he now has 2 Oscars, one for, I believe, producing 12 Years a Slave, correct me if I'm wrong, and then actor in a supporting role for being an actor, man. Like, but I was really happy for Brad Pitt. I was really happy for him winning an acting Oscar. That was crazy. But, yeah, we made it official, so that was really good. Let's move on to the next category. Next category is actress in a leading role. This went to Renee Zellweger. Look, by no means did I like Judy. But Renee Zellweger was the thing for Judy. Yeah. But who would I give it to? Scarlett Johansson, Saoirse Ronan, Cynthia. Honestly, I didn't like Renee Zellweger. Great performance and all that. I don't understand why she swept everything. Like, you could have split up. You could have given it to Scarlett Johansson. The BAFTAs could have given it to Saoirse Ronan. I don't know, man. I don't know why Renee swept. And I'm not saying by any means that Renee's performance wasn't Oscar worthy. It 100% was. But I would love to have seen some diversity that year in the acting. And I think this is the category they could have done it in. I really do. I think this was a pretty good category for that. And same with supporting actress. I think they could have done some they could have moved things around, and we'll get to that. But actress in the leading role, I'm pretty happy with Renee Zellweger. Honestly, I didn't like Judy at all. But you know what, Renee Zellweger's win makes a lot of sense. It does. And I mean, you could give it to Scarlett Johansson. I would really love to have seen Scarlett Johansson win. I would also really love to see Saoirse Ronan winning. That was not going to happen. But yeah, I was pretty happy with this. So there's not much to say. Now we got actress in a... Yeah, whatever. Actress in a supporting role. Laura Dern won. Great to see my favorite Jurassic Park character get up on that stage. And that was great. Obviously, Marriage Story... I didn't see her, she was really good in Marriage Story, but she just wasn't in a lot of it, so I was kind of like going over this before I made the channel. I actually made a lot of videos on these Oscars, and they'll never come out because they're deleted, but I mean, I would love them to come out. It was a long time ago, though, but, I mean, Laura Dern... I think most people had Laura Dern winning anyways. I mean, you could see, I guess, Scarlett Johansson popping up out of nowhere as well for Jojo Rabbit. I don't really know why Richard Jewell was a good movie, but Kathy Bates being in there is iffy. But it's Kathy Bates. And then Laura Dern 100% deserved it. There was no doubt about that. I did not have an issue with that at all. Like, at all. Laura Dern being up there on the stage was tear-jerking. I really loved it. It's a great pick, man. These iron categories are done. And this year, I'm glad we have a lot more diversity. We don't really know who's going to win, which makes it a lot of fun. Last year, when we get to these categories, we're like, okay, well, you know, Joaquin Phoenix is going to win. Laura Dern's going to win. Like, Brad Pitt's going to win. Renee Zellweger's going to win. We knew that. We knew that was going to happen. We were maybe anticipating a huge surprise, like Olivia Colman and the Glenn Close thing. But... that didn't happen. And this year's got some diversity. This year's gonna be crazy. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. The only one that seems like a shoe-in is Daniel Kaluuya. But we'll never know, right? Move on to cinematography. Cinematography was an easy category. The Lighthouse got in, which is really cool. But 1917 won this award. Roger Deakins won his second Oscar. That was awesome. That was really awesome. 100%. Cinematography going to 1917 was like the second most obvious award other than Parasite winning International Feature Film. And then obviously the other nominees were The Irishman, Joker, The Lighthouse, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I was pretty happy with these cinematography nominations. I didn't think cinematography was that strong this year. I thought Joker had some really good cinematography. The Lighthouse has some really good cinematography. But 1917 was just superior. Roger Deakins being one of the best cinematographers of all time, he 100% deserved this. And 1917 being a one-take movie too, that really helps. But yeah, there's not too much to talk about with this one, so we're actually gonna move on to original score. So we're gonna have 9. We're gonna move on to original score because this year for score was really cool. So yeah, all right, original score. It went to Joker, Hildur. Not even gonna try that. I went to Hildur. Like, no offense. Obviously, I'm just not gonna try. I don't want to butcher it. The nominees were Alexander Desplat for Little Women, Randy Newman for Marriage Story, Thomas Newman for 1917, and John Williams for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. It was going to Thomas Newman or Hilder. And I'm so glad I went to Joker. I thought Joker's score was just like one of the best parts of the movie. It really set the atmosphere. It really set the tone. And when it would lead up to the moments, like when he's in the show with Murray and you hear the score like buh 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 like in the background, it really strengthens the tension. It's crazy. I love the score. Sorry. 1917 though, a really good score as well. I love that score. This year, score was great. Marriage Story had a really good score. Little Women as well. Obviously, Star Wars, no doubt with that. But I was damn happy with this. I was damn happy with Joker winning the score. Not really a doubt about that in my mind. So we will move on to the screenplay categories. My favorite. We'll move on to adapted screenplay first. Adapted screenplay. Jojo Rabbit, Taika Waititi. He's victorious. He wins his first Oscar. The nominees were The Irishman, Joker, Little Women, and The Two Popes. This was the easiest category to predict for nominations. Not the easiest to predict for winner. It was going between Little Women and Jojo Rabbit. Look, I would have loved to see The Irishman come away with this. I would have loved to see Joker come away with this. But I'm glad that I went to JoJo. Who would have given it to? Little Women. I thought Little Women had a better screenplay. Also, I really wanted to see Greta Gerwig up on that stage. But it was also really awesome to see Taika up on that stage. If it had gone to Joker or The Irishman, I would have been really happy too. I really like The Irishman, I really like Joker. Even though the two are just not super critically acclaimed. Like, they're not loved by critics. But this was going between JoJo and Little Women. And I actually predicted whoever was going to win adapted screenplay, the opposite was going to win costume design. So if JoJo won adapted screenplay like it did, Little Women was going to win costume design like it did, and vice versa. I predicted that, and it came true. No! Obviously, there's no proof, but you can take my word for it. I really liked adapted screenplay this year. That year, I thought it was really stacked. But yeah, and I'm not going to cut it. Original screenplay went to Parasite. I loved Parasite's screenplay. I'm so happy he didn't go with Quentin Tarantino. Like, I love Quentin Tarantino. But come on. You gotta give Bong Joon-ho this one. Parasite screenplay was one of the best, if not the best of the year. But I do believe the best of the year was Marriage Stories. I do believe Marriage Stories' screenplay was the best of the year by Noah Baumbach. It just lost a lot of heat. And Parasite winning this, though, was really awesome. It was monumental. It was the beginning of a great night for Parasite. They deserved it 100%. Obviously, I don't really know why 1917 was in there. That kind of pissed me off. Knives Out being in there was awesome. I loved Knives Out, the movie. And I loved the screenplay as well. Very, very, very well written. Deserved that nomination. Marriage Story, obviously I said what I said. 1917, I mean, I get it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 100% deserved that nomination. Could have won too. And then Parasite, obviously. I don't really have to speak much about these screenplay categories because that last year that's some really stacked players in there. But they seemed like it was between two, right? For original screenplay, it was between Parasite and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Marriage Story wasn't in the race, which was really sucky, honestly. But and then at least it got a nomination. And then adapted screenplay, it was between JoJo and Little Women. There was not that much to say about the screenplay. This screenplay this year, different story, kinda. Original screenplay is between Promising Young Women and Trial of Chicago's Heaven. I could honestly see Jude just popping out of nowhere, grabbing it. Even the Sound of Metal, to be honest with you. I'm like... And then, that screenplay, it's probably going to go to Nomadland, but you know what? It could go to The Father. It could go to One Night in Miami. Anyways, that's for another video. And, but yeah, that's my screenplay. Me going with screenplays for last year's Oscars. Now we have directing. I gotta get back up to it. Okay. Directing, the winner was Bong Joon-ho. That was great. The nominees were Martin Scorsese for The Irishman, Todd Phillips for Joker, Sam Mendes for 1917, and Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Hey, Kida, puppy. And I was happy with this. I thought Sam Mendes was gonna win. And you know what? I wish Sam Mendes. Nah, shut. Sam Mendes won what he won, and he deserved to win. But Bong Joon-ho winning this award was probably the best feeling of the night. Not even the picture. Like, I feel like the directing going to Parasite was just... It just felt better than Picture. I don't know why for me. It did feel better for Picture because, look, I love 1917. One of my favorite movies of that year. Second favorite movie, actually. Actually, like, Parasite's number 3. And then it's Joker, 1917, Parasite. You can call me stupid. I don't care. Literally, that's my opinion. Critically, I would say, like the way I watch movies now, when I critique them like crazy. There's always something wrong with a movie nowadays. I would say Parasite 100% is the number one, and then Joker's in top 10, sure, but like it has a lot of issues too, and it has a lot of whatever. It's again for another video. But directing, Bong Joon-ho 100% deserved it. I was really happy to see Todd Phillips get in there, but I was really disappointed to see Greta Gerwig not get in there. Then we will move on to Picture. Best Picture, I'm not going to talk about this much. Parasite, Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This was between Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Parasite, and 1917. I could have seen a dark horse, like... I mean, everyone thought Irishman was going to win it at first, but obviously they didn't even win one award, which sucked. But I could have seen a dark horse in the Joker. I could have seen a dark horse in the Irishman. I did no. The Irishman, I take that back, actually. But Parasite won, and that was awesome. That was legitimately awesome. Makes history. I don't need to say why. It was between Parasite and 1917. I thought it was going 1917, honestly. I thought because it just seemed more the Oscars type of thing. But when Bong Joon-ho won screenplay and it won directing, I was like, yeah, it's winning picture. And it did. Parasite winning picture was the best. I was very, very happy. Parasite winning picture last year, is going to compare to if Promising Young Women wins this year. But, and I will honestly be even more happy if Promising Young Woman wins this year. Not even kidding you. I love Promising Young Woman. Sounds messed up. The movie Promising Young Women. I love that movie. But, I mean, Parasite 100% deserved it. That's going to be the retrospective for today, guys. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm back to posting and stuff like that. I was off. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I make mostly stuff on the Oscars. I don't really do film reviews that often. Mostly stuff on the Oscars. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Instagram code out.